Good morning. Good morning. In less than a minute, you will have finished reading this introduction and embarked upon one of the most interesting pieces of Independence Day content ever published. Independence Day. That movie should have new meaning for all of us after we saw how bad the sequel was. Perhaps it's fate that today is sometime in July and you will once again be reading for your entertainment. Not from boredom, indifference, or that weird thing we all do where we click into something because we presume we're going to hate like what's in it, but from ignorance. Ignorance over these interesting tidbits of movie lore. We're publishing this for our right to live, to exist. And should you enjoy this article, the 4th of July will no longer be known as an American holiday, but as the day when What Culture declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into your Twitter feed, we will not let you skip these facts without a fight. We're going to publish, we're going to entertain. Today, my name is Adam Cleary and these are 20 things you somehow missed in Independence Day. Number 20, Morse Code. The story behind the movie's score could easily be an article of its own. Composer David Arnold retreated into seclusion to escape the runaway marketing, only to be awoken by helicopters flying banners for the movie. However, one secret hidden within the movie itself is that the drum sounds he composed for the opening scenes are in fact Morse code. The dash ... rhythm they beat spells out D-I-E, the same message provided by the captured alien when asked by the president what it is they want the human race to do. Number 19, the Death Star. In a small nod to one of Hollywood's other major sci-fi adventures, one of the satellites included in the movie's opening scenes is actually a toy Death Star strapped to a number of solar panels and tubes. Perhaps to hint at the upcoming planetary destruction, perhaps to show the awe-inspiring size of the alien mothership, or just perhaps a small joke given it directly follows a line comparing it to a moon. Either way, a clever inclusion. Number 18, Improv. After casting Jeff Goldblum in the role of David, Ronald Emmerich was blown away by the chemistry he had with both Judd Hirsch, who plays his father, and Will Smith, who is Will Smith. As a result, he began amending the script in a way that would best utilise this natural camaraderie. It's something that's only really noticeable on a rewatch, but the bulk of dialogue between Goldblum and either Hirsch or Smith is largely improvised. In particular, the drive into Washington and all the shots inside the alien fighter. Number 17, the newscasters. Actors, by and large, tend to be quite good at acting. However, acting as a TV newscaster is a form of acting that most actors tend to be unable to act convincingly. An anomalous Achilles heel that's rampant in the industry and sadly ruined numerous scenes in famous movies. Now, knowing that a film about a global alien invasion would require heavy integration of news coverage, but still wishing to avoid this immersion-breaking trope, Roland Emmerich made the decision to exclusively cast genuine newsreaders in the roles. Over 70 are included in the film, with each of them played by some of that nation's actual journalists. Number 16, Forget My Lawyer. Despite including global destruction on a never-before-seen scale, Independence Day was billed as fun for the whole family by Fox, hoping as they were to cash in on that universal demographic so expertly drawn in by Jurassic Park. Job 1 was keeping the rating at or below PG. The Motion Picture Association of America was happy to oblige, provided a line was removed from the movie. When Harvey Fierstein's character is told by Jeff Goldblum what's going on, he originally says, "I gotta call my brother, I gotta call my housekeeper, I gotta call my lawyer. Nah, f*** my lawyer." Unable to cleverly edit around this, Emmerich simply had it redubbed to "Forget My Lawyer," but if you look close, you can see his mouth doesn't match up with the audio. Number 15, Nice Working For You, Mario. Without wishing to accuse two of Hollywood's most esteemed creators of indulging in some pettiness, Independence Day does include a slightly barbed line directed at a former collaborator. When Jasmine quits her job at the strip club, she storms out and shouts, "Nice working for you, Mario," at her former boss. This is, allegedly, a joke at the expense of Mario Casar, the producer who forced both Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin to make several contentious last-minute changes to their previous project Stargate. Because when you can't say it yourself, say it with a fictional stripper. Number 14, Here She Is Avenue. Left out of the theatrical cut but included in the special edition, a number of funny names were included in the movie's telephone directory. David, attempting to find Patricia's phone number while he sat outside the White House, stumbles across a bunch of them. As well as living on Here She Is Avenue, there's also Guess Who Boulevard, Yum Yum Road, On the Road, Theme Park, Skywalk, Hard Drive, and Chuck Jones Drive. The last one, a dedication to famous cartoonist Chuck Jones, the man behind the majority of the classic Warner Brothers cartoons. Number 13, Pyrotechnics. In a clever example of filmmakers thinking on their feet, a small pyrotechnics accident on set was captured on camera in the hope they'd be able to use it in the film somewhere. After all, a film with this much destruction can never be short of some burning wreckage. In the end, they managed to find a place for it as the falling, flaming debris of the welcome wagon helicopters. The shot immediately after the convoy is destroyed is simply that on-set accident recycled. Number 12, Toy Story. Despite setting the record for the number of scale models used in the making of a movie, Independence Day did hilariously cut one corner when it came to the destructive effects work. While all the cars destroyed during the initial alien attack are either real vehicles hollowed out for stunt work or smaller models made especially for the scene, the fire engine that can be seen flying through the air is in fact a toy truck bought for a few dollars from a nearby store. Number 11, Dr. Oaken. While Brent Spiner's character of Dr. Oaken might seem too bizarre to be a real person, the inspiration for him is actually drawn from one of Roland Emmerich's Hollywood collaborators. Not even subtly either. Jeffrey A. Oaken, who worked with the director on 1994's Stargate, strongly influenced both the look and the mannerisms of his Independence Day namesake, with Spiner studying the effects supervisor for a number of weeks while trying to perfect the part. Number 10, and what the hell is that smell? Despite being one of the movie's most famous lines, and what the hell is that smell, is largely misinterpreted by the audience. Understandably so, as at the time, Will Smith's Captain Hiller is dragging an unconscious alien across a desert, but the smell in question is not referring to the extraterrestrial wrapped in his parachute. Instead, it's an improvised line that made it into the final cut. The filming location, Great Salt Lake, is home to schools of brine shrimp which, after they die, decompose in the area. Nobody warned Smith about this, but on a hot enough day, with a strong enough wind, the smell of those rotting carcasses washes over the entire area. Number 9, Freedom Ridge. Wanting the movie to be a real celebration of alien hunting and conspiracy culture, hence why Area 51 features so prominently, Roland Emmerich filled the movie with odes to America's legion of UFO nuts. One understated moment occurs in the base's briefing room when a night vision shot of the facility pans across the screen. This was actual footage filmed from the so-called Freedom Ridge, an elevated spot of the Nevada desert where truth-seeking individuals would set up camp to search for flying objects and observe the shadowy US facility. The area has since been closed to the public. Number 8, Wordsworth. As well as the shots of Freedom Ridge visible in the scene, there's a seemingly indecipherable stream of numbers and words scrolling across the bottom of the display. However, in the midst of all this, and now I see with eye serene the very pulse of the machine also crops up. While the reasons for including this, beyond the obvious visual metaphor, are unclear, this is an excerpt from William Wordsworth's poem, She Was a Phantom of Delight. Number 7, the blue panels. While designing the movie's set in pre-production, Area 51 was envisaged to be a bustling hub of activity. The filmmakers planned to have small sets for the main cast with numerous windows showing other people busying themselves outside. To achieve this, blue material was draped behind said windows so that the other rooms could be digitally inserted later. However, Roland Emmerich decided that, in fact, the look of the blue fabric on the windows gave the facility a more clinical appearance and just had them left in. Number 6, Houston Graffiti. As mentioned, Independence Day still holds a record for the number of models used in a movie, which, thanks to the development of modern visual effects, will likely never ever be broken. Virtually every car, plane, building, or spaceship is an actual scale replica. This meant that the model crew were an essential part of the staff and thus free to have a bit of fun with their work. While constructing the set for downtown Houston during the nuclear attack scene, they filled the background wall with their own initials. Number 5, War of the Worlds. Now, as you might expect from a movie based on the cataclysmic alien invasion of Earth, Independence Day contains a number of nods to H.G. Wells' eponymous War of the Worlds. Many of them are very obvious, but one of the most subtle concerns the Houston scene. Specifically, the streetlights visible in the aftermath of the nuclear attack were designed to resemble the alien craft seen in the 1953 movie. On top of this, the Air Force Base MCAS El Toro, where Captain Hiller is based, is the same Air Force base used in Wells' story. Number 4, the thinking cap. Towards the movie's climax, with all hope looking lost, David stumbles upon an ingenious idea to take out all the alien ships in one fell swoop. After his father tells him to get up off the floor before he catches a cold, inspiration strikes him like a bolt of lightning, and for some reason, he weirdly positions his hand across his head. According to Jeff Goldblum, this was an improvised decision designed to symbolize David putting his thinking cap back on. Quite how that's represented with a flat hand across his forehead and not a jaunty little milady gesture in reverse, only he knows. Number 3, the virus. Easily the biggest tribute to War of the Worlds is also the easiest one to miss. The entire plan to destroy the alien invaders devised by David is exactly the same as that from the famous H.G. Wells story, albeit with a modern twist. There, humanity is unable to overcome the technology of their galactic attackers and instead is saved when the planet's various microbes and bacteria begin to destroy the creatures on a biological level. In Independence Day, with humanity also unable to overcome the technology of their galactic attackers, they devise a way to infect their computers instead. Both stories see the human race saved by a virus. Number 2, 2001. Easily the best Easter egg in the entire movie flashes up on David's laptop towards the final scenes. While booting up his computer ahead of their trip to the mothership, his loading screen shows a red lens and the words, "Good morning, Dave." Now, if you're not there already, this is a direct ode to Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey. In particular, the famous line uttered by the homicidal computer program HAL right before he begins to dispense with his own crew. Number 1, must go faster. A neat little Easter egg this, borrowed from a previous summer blockbuster. Director Roland Emmerich liked a line in Jurassic Park so much that when he found himself working with Jeff Goldblum the following year, he had it written into the script of Independence Day. After getting Dr. Ian Malcolm onto the Jeep, Dr. Sattler and Muldoon are found by the Rex. A chase scene, one of the film's best, ensues, and with the Rex quickly gaining ground on the group, Malcolm utters the line, "Must go faster." Goldblum would then, of course, say the exact same line to Will Smith's Captain Hiller as they attempt to escape the alien mothership. So, there you have it. Those are 20 things you somehow missed in Independence Day, read to you by a man who wishes somehow he had missed the sequel. Let us know what you made of it all in the comments below, and of course don't forget to like, share and subscribe. In the meantime though, thank you so much for watching. I have of course been Adam Cleary, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.